Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. How can I describe that platinum experience? A body grind might be accurate enough, or maybe a sense of deja-vu experience. Look, Frontier of Pandora has a lot going for it, but that lot is sometimes tarnished by quite some flaws, and that kind of mid-feeling after completing the game. To be honest with all of you, I am not a fan of the Avatar franchise, at all. I didn't like any of the movies, and thought they were full of tropes and not really innovative in any way. All of this to say that I was entering that playthrough with the bar set quite low. But you know what? I was pleasantly surprised, and I did enjoy it. The game still takes inspiration from the colonialism events of North America, this time tackling it very roughly or on a very surface level. Does the game do a good job at it? I mean, it tries, in a really Hollywoodian way. And I guess it's fair, it's just a game after all. So I should not expect the story to go too deep in that sense. The various characters' arcs are hit and miss. Some are better than others, some more surprising and intriguing, and others are more fillers. For your character itself, there's only one moment where you can make a story choice, but no real consequences and no story arc results out of it, making it seemingly pointless. Then playing the game, it does feel like you're playing a Far Cry game, in terms of pacing, set action pieces, and story progression, as well as the various objectives and open world activities. It all feels familiar. Is it a bad thing? Not necessarily. The gameplay is still good, but nothing innovative. And what we could call innovative or new reminds me a lot of the Horizon Forbidden West mechanics and gameplay, especially for the hunting, gathering, and flying parts. In terms of gameplay, you don't have melee weapons, which feels a bit weird at times. The UI just looks tacky. It's incentive enough to navigate through, but the choice of colors, fades, and everything just looks weird a bit. The world of Pandora is indeed nice, and you have some good set piece here and there to show you how beautiful it is. But when you explore it, it can be quite overwhelming in terms of colors and light in the forest parts, especially at night sometimes. The platinum itself is not hard. You have 6 story missions trophy and a bunch of gameplay leveling trophy, easily obtainable while completing the story. The tedious part comes to the collectibles, with some interesting ones story-wise with the lost object, for example, and some quite pointless. Yes, I'm looking at you, the butterflies and mushroom ones. And the biggest grind of all is to take down all the outposts and RDA installations. It's fun at the beginning, but there's a lot of them. Getting the platinum will take you roughly 60 to 70 hours. All depends how deeply you go to craft to get the best weapons and gears, and if you want to reach level 20. Mine says double the time because the game crashed when I was near the end and corrupted my save. So after 60 plus hours of play, I had to restart from the beginning. Needless to say, I wasn't an happy camper. I reached out to Ubisoft though, and they did try to help, to their credits, but nonetheless, it was gone. The game, in my experience, had trouble handling fast-paced action, with a lot of switching between weapons and menu. That's when the game crashed for me, at least 5 times. And same with the autosave that isn't always reliable, creating some bugs here and there during my playthrough. I also had a mission that I could not finish, and various enemy bots throughout my platinum hunt. With all that out of the way, let's start our trophy hunt, shall we? As usual, we start with the story trophies, so if you want to avoid any spoilers, you can skip that section, as all the timestamps are in the description below the video. The story is, as the movie, a retelling of some aspects of the North American colonialism. This time, we start as a young Na'vi in a residential school on Pandora. We with other abducted children and taught all about the ways of the dream walkers in a hope to become ambassadors or some sort. From the get-go, we expose on how each of our clan friends view the situations and themselves, growing between acceptance, denial, rebellion, etc., and how they reconcile being a Na'vi brought out in a human setup. That will be the underlying theme of the game, as we interact with various Na'vi clans and relearn the ways of our people and ancestors. We introduce to Mercer, the head of the operations, and he doesn't like us to have collectibles from the past, and steals us on calls. We also meet Alma, a dream worker that is our teacher and caretaker in this facility. As the conflict escalates between human and navies, the school facilities we live in are being attacked. And in an effort to protect us, Alma puts us in sleeping pods to be safe until things settle down. That's when the character creation pops up. It's a good enough one. I mean, it's a first-person game, so you won't see yourself that much even in cutscenes. We wake up 16 years later, and the building is in shambles. We reunite briefly with our companions before escaping the scene through a tutorial sequence mentored by Soleil, a Navy warrior. We learn about combat, healing, and death of us both. We also learn about Navy saints, as Soleil teaches us ways of our people before heading to the Resistance HQ, a mix of human, dream workers, and Navy, united by the same goal of liberating Pandora and restoring its natural environment. Then we learn about more games mechanics, shops, and upgrades, and we're introduced to various characters that we will interact with throughout our journey. Our first real mission is called Welcome to the Resistance, and we're sent to destroy an RDA tower to restore some of Pandora's clean air. This is the first of so many we will have to do for some trophies later on. We then meet with the other Sarentu to get our first ancestor skills by connecting with the Tarsu. Basically a learned ability to make the gameplay easier. Many are scattered throughout the map, in addition to the skill tree you can unlock throughout your journey on Pandora. Thereafter, the last mission of the product pops with some cinematic moment. Meeting Noor on top of a cliff, we receive a message for our first solo rescue mission where we need to help Soleil and Alma fight the RDA at a research station. After fighting off waves of enemy during the battle, we also get the unexpected help from a Navy on our Ikran that recognizes us as last of the Sarentu.
You have the map. You are Sarentu. The storytellers. Bring us up.
Finishing the mission, we get our first story trophy of the game, First Strike. Soleil confirms it would be a good idea to meet the Aranahe and send us to their home tree, to meet with them and try to convince them to join the resistance, to unite and fight off the RDA. Arriving at the home tree, we learn more about the clan, their people, and culture. There we can also get some side missions with various characters, as well as some Navy weaponry and gear. And that will be the main goals of the story. Discover a new clan and part of the map, help the clan with various missions and objectives in an effort for them to join our cause. Our first Aranahe mission will have us meet a clan hunter named A2 to learn more about some Navy ways. After a wild goose chase and saving his butt against some RDA squad, we help him find his Ikran. Before long, we then need to dead off a polluting outpost to be able to gather some nectar for some endangered butterfly, precious to the Aranahe. There again, plenty of outposts throughout the map to take down for some trophies. More on those later. Once we get the nectar, we then meet with the Aranahe for a weird trip playing as a moth and getting some backstory to why they left the forest. Surprise, surprise, it's because of the RDA. After proving ourselves, we're good enough to go and get our own Ikran, which is neat as it will make traversing that giant map way easier. We could have named it Carol, but we decided to go for a more Navy sounding name at the end for immersion purposes. At this point, we go on and complete some side missions to level up and gear up, explore the map, and get more familiar with the forest and various side activities the game has to offer. Once we're ready, we go on with the mission Pushing Back, where we're taking on the RDA. We first disable some aerial recon balloons before attacking an outpost. This place is heavily guarded, of course, and don't count on having any help from anyone in there. Even if they say they will help you, they will show up once you've done all the dirty work. When Etwa finally come to help, she and her Ikran were attacked, and it's up to us to track them down to make sure they are somewhat safe. Defeating the RDA outpost restores some of the flowers for the Tinlomorph to feed on, which is good news for the Aranahe. We then all meet at the home tree, and the Aranahe clan is now on our side, and will join us to fight the RDA, and for that, we get a trophy, Aranahe Alliance. Going back to the Resistance HQ, we meet with Solek and are introduced to the Wandering Clan. We meet Nessie from the Seswa, who tells us about their ordeal with the RDA. And guess who is sent as an envoy to help them? That's right, us. This unlocks the second area of the map, the upper plains. But at that stage, our Ikran can't go over there. So we make our journey on foot. We are introduced to another mode of transportation, the dire horse. We then ride across the land to reach the circle, the main location of the Zeswa, where once again we're introduced to their people and culture. The circle works as a base in the upper plains, the same way the home tree does in the Kindler forest. More side quests are available now in addition to RDA outposts and installations to defeat. One of our first missions is to connect to Ewa in the Chambers of Echoes so we can get our Ikran back and be able to fly around the plains. We then again take some time to explore the map and uncover its secrets. Our next mission is to investigate some RDA presence in the plain, and we find them poaching animals. We tell them it's not cool by whooping their butt, hacking their computers, destroying their equipment, and freeing the wildlife. Hopefully, they learn their lesson. We then report back to the sisters at the circle, and we share that the queen poacher is Hardy, and that her base isn't too far in the plains. The sisters agree to pay her and her minions a social call. We reach Hardin's hunting lodge and clean the place. Until then, it's well guarded and you'll be on your own. After destroying the place, the Zeswa sister will meet you at the lodge, but Hardin left already, looking out for some more collectible bones at the Weeping Gorge, which is where we head next to intercept our people. The RDA has done a lot of damage and the Zeswa are pissed. It's time to get revenge and go clean the extractor plant at the Stone Hole. It's a combination of sabotage and combat, and it goes on for quite a while. Luckily, we're ready and they are no match for us. After that success, the Zeswa have no choice and decide to join our cause, and we get another trophy, stronger together. Everyone is happy, and the Resistance decide to throw a party at the HQ in the Kindler's forest. It's all fun and games until Mercer and his minions decide to crash the party, destroy everything, and captures us like in every Far Cry game. We wake up in a non-disclosed RDA facility and have to get our gear before escaping to freedom. On Southside, we need to find a new Resistance hideout in that third and final part of the map, the Clouded Forest. We reunite with everyone and evaluate the damage and injured. We need the assistance of the healing clan to help our people, but first we connect to Ewa so our Ikran can come around those parts. We head to the Kamatari camp in the Stone Cloud Valley, but it's abandoned apart from a net-centric navy that informs us about the Yava sickness, that green fog that will slowly kill you if you walk through it. Fun. We then reach the Hollows, which acts as the Kamatari base location. Once again, we learn about them and their culture, get some new gear and side quests from them. It is not the warmest of welcome though, but we learn it's because people think the Kamatari are responsible for the extension of the Siren 2, and apparently all the other clans turned their back on them. Allegedly, their clan healer, Anufi, is the one to blame, and she exiled herself in the mountains. So we decide to go find her and get some help to heal our friends. We find her and she is convinced she killed all the Siren 2 and refuses to heal anyone anymore out of guilt. And this is no bueno for Jono. So we try to find another healer, Seal. We try to find him at the Hollows, but he's nowhere to be seen. We search his place for clues and find Okul, the eccentric Navy, at an RDA analysis center. He tells us his mentor, Seal, is dead. Bugger. So we have to rely on Okul. It tells us all about Seal work and more about the Yava, but before we can do more research, we need to loot an RDA outpost not far from there for some material. We shut the operation down in the process before returning to the analysis center and cleaning the air inside it. Okul is now able to meet some herbs and create a Yava antidote for us, so we can walk to the fog. We also find a chest with a Tapcon 1 written on it, which triggers us and Okul tells us where to find more. It's our next quest, finding the Tab facilities. and they are up north in the fog. We find the building and explore it, unveiling the past. Turns out, this was a holding facilities where we resided before being sent to our residential school. Soon enough, the RDA comes by to say hi, so we need to escape and find the mood site. As we discovered, that is where the RDA went to meet the Sarentu years before. Once there, we learn a bit more about what happened and the Sarentu culture. We also find Anufi medicine, untouched, which is strange because it's that medicine that allegedly killed all the Sarentu. We go back to the Hollow, and the whole Kamatari clan is frantic. Anufi is there and confronts Mukasa, the clan leader, about what happens to the Sarentu. It turns out the RDA did kill the Sarentu after Mukasa gave out their location in exchange to his clan's safety. So they exile him for what he did, and the Kamatari joins the resistance. Hooray! We talk to Anufi and she helps us creating a cure for our friends back at HQ. We heal everyone, and Noor confronts Alma about what happens to our people. And she knows more than what she leads on. It's hard on everyone, as Alma was their guardian at the residential school and hid the truth all this time. Alma's avatar passed away and she's no longer a dreamwalker. And with that, we get a trophy, clearing the mist. Now that the three clans are with us, we feel strong and ready to tackle the RDA. We meet Ankwa in the upper plains, and a huge drilling operation is underway, destroying the landscape and the Na'vi people in its way. Once again, it's up to us to shut down the operation, and in the process, we are the system to get more intel about Mercer's plan. With all that info, we can locate mapping probes to take down to stop the RDA data transmission. And we destroy everything we can to damage them. And with that, we get another trophy, Echo Warrior. We then need a plan of action, so we meet with all the clan's leaders and decide what we will do. And by we, they mean Jono, of course. So we did our hands dirty again by destroying more RDA balloons and defense facilities so we can hack them, answer them, and find out what are they up to. It's no easy task, but we did our hands on some data drive with the layout of Mercer's drill base. It's game on at this point. We infiltrate the base via underground tunnels and fight our way to the top. We find some computers and hack them to let the Kamatari in and wreak havoc. Next up, we need to let the Zeswa in, so we fight our way to the bridge control room so we can lower it, and we get what is an underwhelming attack of the clans to the RDA. With the music and all, I was expecting a Lord of the Rings moment with the Royal Ring charge, but what we got is that. But hey, no time to complain, I will still have a lot of work to do. We now need to disable the air gun so the Aranahe and the Ikran can attack the base too. With that, the RDA is overwhelmed. Hardin is fleeing, leaving Mercer on his own, but good old Mercer isn't done quite yet. He has a drill charge that he fancy triggering, so it's up to us now to stop it. It's a wild goose chase, and as soon as we reach him, he lectures us about our devotion to the school. We have enough of this, and we take back our sun cord that he stole from us years ago, finally. We escape the facilities right on time before it all goes down in ruins. We're now free, and so is Pandora. Good job. And for all our trouble, after the credits, we get the trophy or reclamation. Apart from the main quest, there's only just one real side quest trophy. Do you remember the part where we flew around as a moth? Well, this was kind of the start of a side quest in the Kindler Forest called Steady Winds. Now that we cleaned some of the environment, we need to move the moth back to their home. It's a 3-part quest where we need to walk back the Moth Queen to the various places. It's not too hard, but you just need to walk, as going too fast, jumping, swimming, or anything else will rise her stress level, and she will go back to the home tree. Once you've done that the 3 times required, you will get the Kindler Trophy. There are various ways to unlock skill points. One of them is by completing side quests. And by the end, if you complete a lot of side content, you will have more skill points than you need. You have 5 skill trees available: Survivor, Warrior, Hunter, Mecha, and Rider, with Rider being available once you get your Ikran. and once you unlock 3 skills in each of those skill trees, you will get the Becoming Na'vi trophy. After unlocking all the skills in one tree, an Apex skill will be available for that tree. To activate it, you will need to complete a special task in team with the skill tree. Complete the task for one Apex skill of your choice to be unlocked, and you will then the Peak Performance Trophy. There are 12 ancestor skills to collect around the map, which are special abilities that you get by connecting to the big Tarsu flower. They are marked on your map, and once you get your Ikran, they are quite easy to access. You get your first one as part of the story, and unlocking 2 more will give you the Third of the Ancestors trophy. Hunting and gathering plays a big part of the game, collecting material to craft weapons and gears, as well as buff dishes. During your playthrough, you will unlock various blueprints and recipe photos, mainly from NPC quests as a reward or by looting baskets at Navy camps. Find any 3 recipes for specialty dishes and you will get the Cooking Pot Pro trophy. Progressing the game, you will also unlock better recipes for superior and exquisite gear. And if you craft one piece of gear or weapon of superior or higher quality, you will then the Apprentice Crafter trophy. The fauna and flora is plentiful in this game, and you will need to gather a lot of material to craft weapons, gear, and meals for some buffs. To keep track of everything, the game has a hunter guide with details about them all and where to find them. Using your Na'vi sense, you can scan the fauna and flora around you to update your hunting guide. And obviously, there are some trophies associated with it. Those trophies aren't too difficult and will pop naturally during your playthrough if you do a minimum of hunting gathering. You will get the Wildlife Expert trophy for scanning and unlocking 20 entries of gatherable wildlife, and you will get the Great Gatherer for unlocking 30 entries of gatherable plants. In terms of exploration, the game's trophy doesn't require you to collect everything on the map, apart from some collectibles that are part of some kind of side quest. So to get the Sprouting Potential trophy, you only need to find and touch 20 Tarsu saplings, which you will want to do anyway as each of them grants you 1 skill point. The trophy Full Bloom will pop when you touch 20 Bell Springs. Those ones grant you more health, and they are plentiful around the map, so you will want to collect them early on and pop that trophy in no time. There are 6 collectibles threads associated with some kind of side quest. 4 of them are the lost objects to retrieve for some NPCs. The easiest of lost objects are the data retriever, as it will pop on the map as you fly by them. They are scattered all around the 3 regions of the map, so it's only completable when you will have progressed the story mission. You will find a computer terminal to hack and activate. That will in turn power 3 antennas. You will need to hack and reboot those 3 antennas at each location, which isn't too hard. They are all not too far from the terminal, but sometimes are hidden a bit. So using your Ikran and Na'vi sense will help you locate them easily though. Reboot all 9 return retrieval and the data retrieval trophy will pop up. Once you reach the upper planes, you will be able to get the Winds Will Carry Us side quest by speaking to an NPC or getting close enough to one of the collectibles. For this one, you will have to collect 9 kites in the northern regions of the upper plains. They aren't marked on the map, but all close enough to each other to get them all in one go. We'll have a video on the channel showing a quick route to get them all. And once you gathered all the kites, you will get the Tethered Kites trophy. The next lost object might be the most interesting one in terms of story and gameplay, as it is the most involved one. It will pop as a side quest called Finding Home. You will have to find 11 comic book pages. Sounds easy enough, right? Wrong. The first step to find them is to hack a computer terminal scattered around the map. Luckily, those are marked on the map, which is good. Once hacked, you will get a photograph of a landscape, indicating the location of a lab to reach. Now, this is the tricky part, as the game is really specific to where you need to be to unlock the next part. You will need to be in the location where you can see the same landscape as pictured. And when you're close enough, the lab will be accessible and visible with your Na'vi sense. This can be a bit fiddly, and to make things a bit harder, there are always Viper Wolf or Tenators around to bother you. Once you find the lab though, just go in and collect the comic book page. Repeat this 11 times and you will get the Father and Son in the Stars trophy. The last one of the lost objects will be available in the third part of the map in the Clouded Forest. It's a side quest started in the Hollow, where a theater navy will ask you to recover some dolls. 9 of them to be precise. Those aren't marked on the map, but are often near food and deer baskets in the wild. Hitting all of them will grant you the Doll Collector Trophy. All across the map, you will encounter various points of interest part of exploration side quests, or somewhat mini puzzles to complete. One of them is called the Bladewind Trail, and is all about following moths to their nest. You will find this encounter in the 3 parts of the map, and some grow faster than others, so doing it on your ecran can be a nice idea. You can't really cheat either. If you already know the nest location, you still need to follow them and pass the invisible checkpoints along the way. It's really not that hard once you know where to go and get the gist of it. And completing all of them will grant you the Fleet-Footed Trophy. Another mini puzzle focuses on fungi this time, and is called the Budding Watchers. Arriving at the location, you will find a big tall mushroom to open. And to do so, you need to follow the 4 trails leading outwards and open the smaller mushroom at the end of each. Once the 4 of them are open, you can go back to the main fungi and collect your reward. Note that you have to collect what's inside the basket for the Budding Watcher to count as completed. You can find all of them in the Clouded Forest, and be prepared for a fight when arriving on location, as you will more than often find some more aggressive wildlife waiting for you near them. Complete 10 of them and you will get the Mushroom Navigator Trophy. There are 12 Sarentu totems across all the region on the map. All you need to do is go to the totem location and follow the trailblaze to the perfect viewing spot for your character to contemplate and meditate about the view, the totem, and being Sarentu. It can be a bit tricky sometimes, as those trailblaze or marker can be hidden a bit, but they always point directly straight to the next one. So if you mess up, just retrace your steps, align yourself properly, and use the compass tool as a guide and run straight. Completing all of them will leave you the Vision of the Ancestors trophy. During the mission at the Weeping Gorge, you will be introduced to the Aeolian wind flutes and how to tune them. But you may have encountered them beforehand while exploring the upper plains. All you need to do to tune them is turn the lever in front of them. No tricks here, all plain and simple. Tune all the 17 of them from the mission and the open world, and you will get the In Harmony trophy. Scattered around human facilities are audio loads and notes that looks like tablets or iPads. You find them mainly in field labs and outposts in the control rooms once you clear them out. Others are around the Resistance HQ, and some are found during missions while exploring buildings. There are more of them than what is required for the trophy. But as a tip, make sure to scan every field lab once you restore the power. Some notes are hidden on shelves or even on rooftops. Collecting 30 audio logs will grant you the Good Listener trophy. And finding 30 notes will pop the Story Guardian trophy. One gameplay trophy in the game will have you defeat a non-feral Thanator. Those are generally tougher than the feral ones, and can be found in various locations, with some pinpoints through an exploration side mission. You will know you're in a Thanator territory as your character won't be able to focus anymore. The edge of your screen blurs to white and you will hear and feel its heartbeat goes up. If you wait long enough in that area, one of them will appear, and sometimes two. Defeat at least one and you will get the No Easy Prey trophy. Pandora pollution is bad due to the RDA activities. Through the main mission, you will have to destroy some of their facilities and restore some of the environment. The smaller operations are called RDA installations and can easily be cleared while mounted before sabotaging them, or go with the stealth approach if you prefer. And destroying 10 of them will grant you the trophy little by little. The bigger operations are outposts. Those ones are well guarded, and most often than not have anti-air missiles. They aren't too hard, but will take more time to destroy and grant you better rewards. And disabling 5 of them will grant you the Hit Them Where It Hurts trophy. This is all well and good, but you will have to clear all of the installation and outposts in free roam in addition to the story ones to then the trophy Reclaim Pandora for reaching an air quality of 100%. That last trophy can be the most time-consuming one. You have to complete part 3 of each clan's offerings mission for the Aranahe, Zeswa, and Kamatere. The principle is the same for them all, and words the same for each clan. Find a hunting basket at each Navi camp and interact with it to see what each camp needs. Provide what they need, and you will progress the mission. Each part of the mission requires you to deliver a certain amount of offering, 3 or 5 generally. The offerings vary from simple materials to high-quality crafted gears or weapons. An easier way to process with this one is to visit each clan basket and complete the simplest ones. Note that you won't be able to access the basket of a clan in a polluted area, so you will have to clear the air there first. Loot all the baskets everywhere you go, and gather all the resources, as they will become handy for this quest for sure. A good thing the game does, though, is showing you which contribution you can do right now by indicating the camp distance to which you can deliver an offering. If no distance is shown, it means you don't have the required resources on hand. They also appear with that green leaf symbol in your inventory, so you know not to get rid of them by mistake. Complete the 3-part mission for each clan, and you will get the one with the clan's trophy. Getting all the 31 trophy will then pop the Song of the Siren 2 Platinum trophy. And that's it for the Platinum. All in all, Frontier of Pandora isn't a bad game at all. It's playable, and if some parts are ironed out with some future patch, it will be a solid game, cause I did have fun playing it. What's holding back the game, in my opinion, are 2 things. The fact that it's an Avatar game, and it may not appeal to everyone, as well as the fact that it's a skin put on a Far Cry game. People were expecting something different and new, or unique for the Avatar franchise, and this hurt the game reception, I think. In all honesty, I felt the same starting that game. I'm no fan of the Avatar world and knew what to expect when all the reviews compared it to Far Cry. So having my expectations set low meant I was able to enjoy that game for what it is and take it at face value. I do recommend trying it, playing it when it will be on sale, because it's a bit expensive right now. Especially if you like Avatar. It's a good experience. The difficulty can be lowered quite drastically, so non-gamers can enjoy the game a bit more. And the learning curve is not that steep. Story-wise, it's all pretty mid, in my opinion. It didn't make a huge memorable impact. I don't feel any of those characters or events were fleshed out enough or layered to make them that interesting. Trophy-wise, you will pop a lot of them during your playthrough if you're just a bit thorough at looting, which will give you a sense of accomplishment as you complete the story. The only 2 really grindy trophies are the Clan's Offering and the destructions of all the RDA facilities. And the lost objects might require a guide for some of them, so it's not an excruciating experience. I'd say you can go for it only if you really want that platinum. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you all in the next trophy hunt. See ya!